You're eating healthy. You're taking vitamins. You're using good shampoo. And yet, your hair is still falling. Every shower leaves strands in your hands. Every comb feels like loss. And you start wondering, what am I doing wrong? What if I told you the real reason your hair is falling has nothing to do with your diet alone, and everything to do with what's happening inside your body, your scalp, your hormones, your stress levels, and your daily habits, silently, slowly, invisibly? Hair loss doesn't start on your head, it starts inside your system. Let's begin with a truth most people never hear. Good diet does not automatically mean good absorption. You can eat all the protein, iron, biotin, and vitamins you want. But if your digestion, gut health, hormones, sleep, circulation, or stress levels are off, those nutrients never reach your hair follicles. And hair follicles are some of the most sensitive tissues in your body. The moment your system senses stress, danger, or imbalance, hair growth is one of the first things it shuts down. Not because your body hates you, but because your body is trying to protect you. Hair is considered non-essential by survival biology. So when your body is under pressure, it redirects nutrients and energy toward vital organs, heart, brain, lungs, and away from hair growth. That's why people lose hair during illness, emotional stress, sleep deprivation, crash dieting, hormonal imbalance, and burnout, even when their diet looks perfect on paper. Now, let's understand how healthy hair growth actually works. Each hair follicle goes through a cycle: growth phase, resting phase, shedding phase, and regrowth phase. In healthy conditions, most of your hair stays in the growth phase for years, but when your body experiences stress, physical or emotional, many follicles get pushed into resting phase early, and about 2 to 3 months later, those hairs shed together. This is why people suddenly notice heavy hair fall weeks after stress, sickness, surgery, weight loss, emotional shock, poor sleep, or burnout, even though they feel fine now. The damage already happened silently. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest hidden causes of hair fall: stress hormones. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. This is why people who are mentally exhausted, emotionally overwhelmed, or chronically anxious often lose hair even without nutritional deficiency. Stress starves your follicles. Now, let's talk about sleep, because hair growth happens at night. Deep sleep triggers growth hormone release, the hormone responsible for tissue repair, cell regeneration, and follicle recovery. But if your sleep is short, fragmented, late, or irregular, growth hormone drops, melatonin drops, cortisol rises, inflammation increases, and hair follicles lose their recovery window. You can eat perfectly, but if you sleep poorly, your hair will still suffer. Now, let's talk about hormones, because hair is hormone-sensitive tissue. Thyroid hormones control metabolism and cell turnover. Estrogen and progesterone regulate hair thickness and growth phase duration. Testosterone converts into DHT, which can shrink hair follicles in genetically sensitive individuals. Insulin resistance disrupts nutrient delivery, cortisol damages growth signaling. Even mild hormonal imbalances, not enough to show in blood tests, can disrupt hair growth cycles. This is why postpartum women lose hair. Why people lose hair after weight loss. Why PCOS causes thinning? Why thyroid issues affect hair? Why menopause causes shedding? Hair follicles respond to hormonal shifts faster than almost any other tissue. Now let's talk about scalp health, because hair grows from scalp, not from diet. Even if your nutrition is perfect, inflamed, tight, clogged, or poorly circulated scalp cannot support strong hair growth. Blood vessels around follicles become compressed, oxygen delivery drops, waste products accumulate, follicles weaken, growth slows, stress tightens scalp muscles, poor posture reduces neck circulation, dehydration thickens blood, inflammation damages follicles, product buildup clogs pores. All of this affects hair silently. Now, let's talk about gut health, because nutrients are only useful if absorbed. Low stomach acid, gut inflammation, IBS, bloating, constipation, leaky gut, infections, and microbiome imbalance prevent proper absorption of iron, zinc, B vitamins, protein, and minerals, all essential for hair growth. Blood tests may show normal levels, but follicles still starve. This is why many people with digestive issues experience hair thinning, even with good diets. Now, here's something powerful. Hair loss is rarely caused by one problem. It's almost always caused by multiple small stresses stacking together. Poor sleep, emotional stress, scalp tension, hormonal shifts, inflammation, poor absorption, circulation issues, posture problems, overtraining, crash dieting, illness recovery. Each one alone may not cause hair loss, but together they overwhelm the follicles, and your hair becomes the messenger, not the problem. Now, here's the good news. Most of these causes are reversible. They go dormant. When sleep improves, when gut health heals, hair growth returns naturally, not overnight, not magically, but biologically. And the sooner you fix the internal environment, the sooner your hair stops falling. Now, let us go deeper into the real reasons your hair keeps falling, even when your diet looks perfect, and the hidden mistakes that silently block regrowth. First, let's talk about chronic inflammation. Inflammation doesn't always feel painful. Sometimes it's quiet, low-grade, and invisible. But hair follicles are extremely sensitive to inflammatory signals. Even mild inflammation around the scalp reduces blood flow, disrupts growth signaling, and pushes follicles into resting phase early. This inflammation can come from poor sleep, stress hormones, gut imbalance, food sensitivities, autoimmune activity, harsh hair products, scalp infections, environmental toxins. So even if your nutrition is good, inflammation alone can shut down growth. Second, let's talk about nutrient delivery versus nutrient intake, because these are not the same. You may eat enough iron, protein, zinc, and vitamins. But if your blood circulation is poor, your scalp is tight, or your vessels are constricted by stress, those nutrients never reach the follicles. Hair follicles live at the far end of blood circulation. When your body is under stress, it prioritizes the brain, heart, and vital organs, and reduces blood flow to non-essential tissues like hair. So the problem isn't always what you eat. Sometimes it's what reaches your scalp. Third, let us talk about hormonal micro-imbalances, the kind that don't always show on blood tests, but still affect hair. Small changes in thyroid hormones can slow follicle metabolism. Small estrogen drops shorten growth cycles. Higher cortisol disrupts follicle signaling. Higher insulin reduces nutrient delivery. Increased DHT sensitivity shrinks follicles. These shifts don't have to be extreme to cause hair thinning. Hair follicles respond fast, even to mild imbalance. That's why postpartum hair loss, stress hair loss, PCOS thinning, menopause shedding, thyroid-related hair fall, and illness-related hair loss happen even when blood work looks normal. Fourth, let's talk about sleep deprivation and circadian rhythm disruption. Hair growth happens during deep sleep. Growth hormone repairs tissues and regenerates follicles. But late nights, screen exposure, irregular sleep schedules, poor sleep quality, and short sleep duration reduce growth hormone and increase cortisol. This combination weakens follicles, increases shedding, and slows regrowth regardless of diet. You can eat perfectly, but if you sleep poorly, your hair still suffers. Fifth, let's talk about scalp tension and posture, something almost nobody considers. Stress causes unconscious clenching of jaw, neck, and scalp muscles. Poor posture compresses blood vessels in the neck. Forward head posture reduces oxygen delivery to the scalp. Tight scalp muscles restrict follicle blood supply. ESS blood equals less oxygen equals less nutrients equals weaker hair. This is why scalp massage and posture correction improve hair thickness, not magically, but biologically. Sixth, let's talk about digestive stress and gut absorption. If your gut lining is inflamed, your microbiome is imbalanced, or your digestion is weak, nutrients aren't absorbed properly, no matter how healthy your diet looks. Low stomach acid reduces iron and protein absorption. Gut inflammation blocks zinc and B vitamins. Microbiome imbalance disrupts nutrient metabolism. This leads to functional deficiency, where blood tests look normal, but tissues like hair follicles remain undernourished. Seventh, let's talk about overtraining and physical stress. Excessive intense exercise without adequate recovery raises cortisol, depletes nutrients, suppresses thyroid function, disrupts sleep, and increases inflammation. This combination pushes follicles into resting phase and increases shedding. Moderate exercise improves hair growth. Excessive training suppresses it. Balance matters. Eighth, let's talk about chemical overload on the scalp. Harsh shampoos, frequent chemical treatments, dyes, straightening, excessive heat styling, and product buildup damage the scalp barrier. This increases inflammation, disrupts microbiome balance, clogs follicles, and weakens hair roots. Hair can't grow well from irritated skin. Now, here's the most important truth. Hair loss rarely has one cause. It's almost always multiple small stresses stacking together. Stress plus poor sleep, plus inflammation, plus scalp tension, plus mild hormone imbalance, plus gut absorption issues, plus circulation problems equals hair fall, even with good diet. This is why many people feel frustrated. They're doing everything right, eating well, taking supplements, using good products, but ignoring the deeper biological signals their body is sending. And hair becomes the messenger. But here's the powerful part. When you fix the environment, hair growth returns. Not by force, not overnight, but naturally. Now, let's talk about what actually works. The simple, science-backed habits that stop hair fall and restart growth even when diet alone hasn't helped. First, let's fix circulation because blood flow is hair's lifeline. Every day, spend 5 minutes massaging your scalp with your fingertips. Gentle, circular movements loosen tight scalp muscles, increase oxygen delivery, and improve nutrient flow to follicles. Studies show consistent scalp massage thickens hair shafts and improves density over time. Do this morning or night. Consistency matters more than timing. Second, fix sleep because hair repairs at night. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of deep, regular sleep. Reduce screen exposure before bed. Sleep in darkness. Maintain consistent bedtimes. Better sleep restores growth hormone, balances cortisol, and reduces inflammation, all essential for follicle recovery. No supplement replaces sleep. Third, regulate stress because stress starves follicles. Daily stress regulation is hair therapy. Deep breathing, walking outdoors, sunlight exposure, meditation, music, relaxation. Even 10 minutes daily reduces cortisol and restores scalp circulation. Hair follicles respond quickly to stress relief. Fourth, heal your scalp because hair grows from skin. Use mild shampoos, avoid harsh chemicals, avoid very hot water, avoid scratching, avoid tight hairstyles, wash regularly but gently. Keep follicles clean and breathable. Clean scalp equals open follicles equals better growth. Fifth, improve posture because posture affects scalp blood flow. Correct forward head posture. Stretch neck and shoulders. Move frequently. Avoid long screen sessions. Good posture restores blood supply to the scalp and improves follicle nourishment. Sixth, support digestion because nutrients only help if absorbed. Eat slowly, chew well, avoid extreme dieting. Reduce ultra-processed foods. Increase fiber. Stay hydrated. Healthy gut equals better nutrient absorption equals stronger follicles. Seventh, eat enough. Not just healthy, under-eating, crash dieting, low-carb extremes, fasting too aggressively, or chronic calorie deficit pushes hair follicles into survival mode. Hair loss after dieting is extremely common, not because nutrients are bad, but because energy availability is low.